Yo, what is going on, everybody? This is RBT and welcome back to another Madden 18 video. But before we do get into today's video, let me address the elephant in the room. I know. I haven't uploaded in the past 3 days, and that's the first time that this has happened in a long time. Well, I am winding down my last semester of college. I've had a lot of finals and work-related problems that I've had to focus on. Starting today, all I have left, I have 1 day that consists of 2 finals and 1 more day of working at my internship for school, and I am done. I am a college graduate, and I'm going to begin this full-time for the first time ever. I've always had other things or other priorities I've had to focus on aside from just YouTube, which is my job. I've had to, like I said, go to school full-time, trying to finish my degree, and having to work. I guess you can consider it a part-time, unpaid job, which is an internship we have to do for our degree. I've had a ton of things to focus on, but finally this week is the last week will have anything else aside from YouTube. I'm a full-time job that I have to focus on. So I apologize about that, but I've had a lot of things going on with things winding down, but never again is that going to happen. As we're back, we're good, we're Gucci, and hopefully you guys are excited as I am that I'll be able to focus on this for the first time ever. Full time, and I am so excited to see where I can take things. Finally been able to put all my focus into one thing, because it is kind of stressful having like 4 or 5 different things you're trying to focus on that are like main priorities in your life all at once. I know a lot of people out there are able to do this full time, so finally I'm going to be able to experience that, and hopefully that will reflect in my content. And also, boys, starting in tomorrow's video, I'm probably going to upload multiple videos tomorrow. I guess it'll be 22 days of Christmas giveaways. On one of my videos each day up until Christmas, I'm going to be doing multiple giveaways. At the very beginning of the video, I'm going to be giving away Xbox One and PS4 codes, and somewhere in the middle of that same video or somewhere towards the end of that same video, I'll be giving away 2 more codes as well. That'll be every single day, so be sure to turn your notifications on, because more than likely for the rest of my YouTube career, or at least the near future, I'm going to be uploading multiple videos a day, so I'm not sure which video it's going to be each day. So if you want to have the best chance to win one of those codes, be sure to have notifications on and be one of the first people to watch each and every video. Now, with that said, long intro RBT over with. Let's jump into today's video, and I'm excited to finally come back and get back on the grind. But with that said, today's video, as you see in the title above, we're going to be doing trading for a full entire team challenge, which is exactly what it sounds like. I just randomly chose the Jacksonville Jaguars, and we're going to try and trade for a full entire team. And I thought the easiest way to go about this, trying to pick a team, I think the easiest team to trade for is going to be the New York Jets. So we're going to try our absolute best with the resources we are given to trade for every single player off the New York Jets roster. We're going to see if it's a thing, see if we can make it happen. But hopefully you guys do enjoy today's video, and if you do, make sure to drop a like. Let's see if we can smash 2,000 likes for today's challenge. Be sure to subscribe if you are new and turn on the notification bell if you haven't. But with that said, let's jump into the challenge. Now with that said, let's jump right into the challenge, starting off by trying to get Austin Seferian-Jenkins. The Jaguars have I was going to go with the Browns or maybe the Bills, because they're the 2 teams that do already have 2 first-round draft picks in the upcoming draft, which would be easier for us to trade away. But I've used them for a lot of videos. So I was like, let's try a random team we've never used, so that's why we picked the Jaguars. Now, Austin Seferian-Jenkins, let's try the running back thing. Corey Grant, see how close this is to going through. And, hello? EA servers? Not great start. Great start. So let's try that again. Corey Grant for Austin Seferian-Jenkins, and that's about 1/4 of the way to going through. So let's go to now let's not go with the draft pick. Let's try, what position do they need? They need a cornerback, a center, and a right tackle. So we have a couple centers they might want. They want both of them. So let's try the 75 by himself for Austin Seferian-Jenkins. Now that's about halfway. Now if we do the Corey Grant thing, and we also try how many, I don't think we have that many quarterbacks on the roster. We only have 2, which could hurt us later on. So with this, let's also try a 5th round draft pick to bring in Austin Seferian-Jenkins, and that's relatively close. So let's just try, let's try a 4th, and let's see about this. Will this be halfway? No, that's about 3/4 of the way going through. So now I think if we add in Corey Grant, this might go through. I don't want to throw in TJ Yeldon just yet. This is extremely extremely close. So how about Chad Henne instead? This might be the hardest trade to get in the whole entire video, and that's close too. I kind of don't want to, we'll probably have to do a third. Let's just try a third without Corey Grant, and this should go through, I believe, and that's stupidly close. So now if we add in a 60 overall free safety, that's weird, it went down. So let's try another position. 68 Jalen Myrick, that's gonna make it way too easy. Can we find like a 62 Donald? Is 62 Donald enough to get Austin Seferian-Jenkins? And he was. So with that said, gonna jump right into the next trade, and let's see, Matt Forte is the next highest overall player. This should be very, very easy. If we throw in Corey Grant, this might go through straight up. That's really close to going through. So now let's throw in a 5th round draft pick for Matt Forte, and it was accepted. Way too easy. Now this should be pretty easy to going through as well. They're not interested in him, although their number 1 team need is tight end. That's over halfway to going through. So I think at this point, who do we have to, can we throw in a cornerback? That crappy cornerback, the 68 overall that we had, Jalen Myrick, throw him in there. Would this be accepted? It actually didn't go up at all, but we're going to persevere. Go to right outside linebacker, Blair Brown. This will not really go up, so maybe another draft pick is what we have to do, or maybe throw in Chad Henne. So first we're going to go with a 4th round draft pick from next year for Demario Davis. Didn't really go up too much. So how about a 3rd round draft pick instead? The difference, if you watch my how to rebuild video, the 4th and 3rd round draft pick value from next year is a huge difference. So this might actually go through, went up a lot. So last but not least, let's throw in Jeremy Parnell and see if they're actually really interested in him. So this might go through straight up. And what? So this is what it ended up taking to bring in Demario Davis. Chad Henne, Rivera, and a 3rd round draft pick from next year. Now move along to the next player. I think it's going to be the hardest one to get. Well, no, it's probably going to be either Jamal Adams or Leonard Williams. This might be where we have to use our 1st round draft pick. So starting off with Leonard Williams, let's find a player that they are going to be interested in. We have probably a lot. About Jeremy Parnell, it said a second ago they were interested in him, but like that's does not show a lot of interest. So let's go to either middle linebacker or right outside linebacker. We have Paul Posluszny, who they're not interested in. Right outside linebacker, we have Telvin Smith. I guess we use the resources that we have. So maybe we have to save him for Jamal Adams. Maybe that's the move. So how about one of these cornerbacks? Don't want them. So unfortunately, we might actually, let's go with the running back. Let's go with a 2nd round draft pick and a running back. Let's go with TJ Yeldon. Let's try this, and that's about 3/4 of the way going through. So instead of TJ Yeldon, you know what? Let's just try a cornerback. Why not just throw in a cornerback straight up and get one of the hardest players that it's going to take to get off the Jets? AJ Bouye, let's send him through, and look at that. That's kind of dumb. That's actually really dumb. So with that, we'll try a 2nd round draft pick in AJ Bouye, and that one's pretty close as well. So now I believe if we do throw in TJ Yeldon, this deal should be accepted, and it was. Now this is the one I'm worried about. Jamal Adams. Can we get him off the New York Jets? So let's just try the 1st round draft pick, see how close this is to going through. And it's in the red, which means it's going to be extremely, extremely difficult to happen. But with that said, we're throwing in some of our best players. Telvin Smith, going to send that through. That's about a 4th of the way. Now if we throw in, we have Blake Bortles, who they do want. Now that's about halfway to going through. Now if we throw in the 1st round draft pick, can we make this deal happen? And it is like, this is going to be hard. Wow. I actually did not expect this to go through, but it did. Actually took out Telvin Smith, threw in Allen Hurns and Jalen Ramsey, and that was accepted. So that went a lot easier than I thought it was. So we do get Jamal Adams. Now this should be smooth sailing for the rest of the video. So now the next player is Bilal Powell. He should be extremely easy to get. With that said, we don't have any more. Well, we do have Blake Bortles left, but we don't need to throw in Blake Bortles. Let's throw in a 2nd round draft pick from next year. This might go through straight up, and that's about 3/4 of the way going through. Now, if we throw in a couple players that they do kind of need, they do need a right tackle, so I guess we'll throw in this guy, Jeremy Parnell. Although every time we send it through, it doesn't get accepted. And then a strong safety, Barry Church. How about just Barry Church? About just old Barry. And, wow, that was accepted straight up, so that's cool. Next player is Jermaine Kearse, a new member of the New York Jets after being traded away from the Seattle Seahawks. Now, let's try, I think Blake Bortles should go through straight up. So first we'll try a second-round draft pick from next year, see if this will be accepted. Now, that's about halfway. I think Blake Bortles would go through straight up. And let's see if that is the case. And it's very, very close, so we can throw in a crappy player here. Let's go to a right outside linebacker. Just kidding, they need a right tackle. So we have a pretty crappy backup right tackle, William Poels. Send him through, and it was accepted. We do bring in Jermaine Kearse. Now moving on to Coney Ealy. Not really sure how hard it's going to be to get him, but we're going to try our greatest. So let's go to the second round draft pick from next year just to see how hard it's going to be. Now, he actually might be relatively hard to bring in. Now, we already traded away Blake Bortles. We do have Telvin Smith left, but do I want to use Telvin Smith? Brandon Linder. He is going to be a player they are interested in. Now, that's getting up there. It's getting up there. So now if we throw in, let's try a draft pick from, we'll try a fourth round draft pick from this year. See how close this is to going through. That got it up into the green. So now if we throw in maybe a fourth from next year, this will be accepted, and it wasn't. So instead of the draft picks, we'll try in one of the running backs that we do have on the team. We only have two left, Chris Ivory and Leonard Fournette. So I kind of don't want to do it, but we might have to. Chris Ivory added into the deal. Very close. There we go. That's what it took. So we throw in Brandon Linder, AJ Cann, and I think it's something Joseph Wells, 69 overall, right? So this is what it takes to bring in Coney Ealy. We have Linder, Cann, and Wells to bring in the young 81 overall defensive end. Moving on to the next player, and this is going to be Steve. Freaking Steve. Now, I don't think Steve is going to be that hard to get since he's 31 years old and a defensive tackle. Fourth round draft pick makes it about a little bit over 1/4 of the way to going through. So with this, we will try one of the draft picks from next year, a second round draft pick from next year, see how close this is to going through. Now that's about 3/4 of the way to going through. Now, let's move on. This is, I think, actually going to be harder than what I thought. Now with that, are they interested in our fullback by chance? Unfortunately, wow. Huh. Weird, but I'm not going to complain about it. See how close this is to going through? Okay, they value him at 5 stars, so this is going to be rather difficult. Now we have to find a team need. Defensive end right, and we do have Calais Campbell or Michael Bennett. They'll probably want Calais Campbell, and we have him on the team. Why not go ahead and throw this in there? Now that's getting a little bit closer. So now if we throw in, let's see, defensive tackle-wise, we have Eli Anku, who they do not want. But we'll try the next highest overall, Avery Jones. And now this should, they don't want him either. So about I'm not going to trade away Marcel Darius just yet. We have a ton of defensive ends, but they don't necessarily want him. How about we try Paul? They have to have somewhat of interest in Paul. That got a little bit closer, so now I believe if we can throw in Jalen Myrick, they really do want Jalen for some reason. And obviously not that much, but now I think if we throw in Paul, this should be accepted. And there we go. Next player we're trying to get off the Jets is Robbie Anderson. Now we have a 73 overall left end that they are interested in, and that was accepted straight up, so we probably also could have got a draft pick. So this is what it takes to bring in Quincy Enunwa, and that seems like a lot, but it was like the best trade I could possibly get. So it takes Dante Fowler, 4th round draft pick, and our last string defensive tackle to bring in the wide receiver. I just want to throw it out there that this game is dumb. This game is so dumb. It's not even funny, but we're going to persevere. They also need a wide receiver. Try D.D. Westbrook in the deal, and it was accepted. So it takes D.D. Westbrook, a 1st round draft pick from next year, and Chris Ivory to bring in Josh McCown. Oh my, this is so dumb. This game makes me want to just cut my eyes out with the paper plate. So with that, we'll try a 7th round draft pick. This better go through. Guys, I thought this was a good idea going into the video, but at this point, I really don't think that this is a possibility with how dumb the trading system is in this game. So it's probably going to take a 5th round draft pick as well. Top of this deal. There you go. Like the freaking value for all the players are like changing as we offer the trade twice. So that's weird. But let's persevere. That rhymed. So we'll try to get Kelvin Beachum. And unfortunately, I think they value him at 5 stars. So this is going to be hard. So with that, let's try. Are they interested in Mercedes Lewis? They kind of are. So let's throw this in there. Hey, it won't be as hard as I thought. But we do have to find another player they are interested in. So wide receiver wise, they did say they want this guy, Keelan Cole. Throw this in there. And it really didn't go up at all, unfortunately. So we do have a 4th round draft pick from next year. And with that said, I think this should be at least kind of close. Man, I don't know. Guys, this is actually unbelievable. This is what it took to bring in these 3 players. Miles Jack, Allen Robinson, and a 4th round draft pick for next year. I can tell you right now, we're not going to be able to trade for the whole entire team, but we're gonna use every resource we can to get as many players as we can. So this is what it takes to bring in Marcus May, Telvin Smith, and Mercedes Lewis. This is the only trade that we go through. So moving along to the next player. Let's see how far we can actually get before we run out of resources to trade away. So next player that we are going to be trying to bring in is going to be Daryl. Nah, actually it's going to be Jordan. So maybe we can squeeze 2 players out of this deal. Let's go ahead and try to bring in old Daryl. Try to bring in Daryl and Jordan for this trade. And there we go. That was accepted. It might have been, I don't know. Let's just be happy that we got 2 players in one deal. So next player off the Jets we are going to try to get in a trade is going to be none other than David Bass, AJ Cann, and Tyler. We actually traded away Tyler, so it's going to be Gabe Wright. Now 2 pretty mediocre players. So we'll try Leonard Fournette, who they are interested in. And that's good. Real good. So we'll also throw in Malik Jackson, who they are interested in. Throw this in there. Real good. Real good. So with that, we might just have to do something dumb. Take out AJ and try this right here. And that's only halfway to going through. That's great. So we'll check out him as well. And we're going to try to get as many players as we can, guys. But this is hard. I don't think this is even like a possibility. It was a great idea going into the video, but I don't think it's a possibility. So try Ryan Winters. No, try James Carpenter and Trey Jackson. This should probably go through, right? Nope. Nope. How about Malik as well? Added into the deal. Unbelievable. So if this doesn't go through, this is going to be such an anticlimactic video. But if this does not go through, the video is just going to end. Because this game needs some fixing. And if you guys want to see 5 things that need to be fixed in Madden 18 video, let me know by dropping a like. If this doesn't go through,